How y'all doing, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you guys are doing good. I hope I was being harassed. So there's somebody sending me some form of spiritual attack, and I think I know who it is. I think I know who it is. So, anyways, I hope this person doesn't think I'm just gonna sit there and not do anything because that would be funny. But anyways, it is what it is. Nevertheless, um, I've noticed this is the weird thing. Like I watch like people that are from the left hand path. Like I watch people like make videos from the left hand path, and they always start like I'm confused. I feel like I'm being baited. I feel like I'm being baited into something. I feel like because the thing is every time I see like people do like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about like sex magic, and then 3 months later, there's no video on sex magic. So I'm kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And it's repetitive. It happens a lot. It happens a lot, and I feel like maybe there's some people that are waiting on me to talk about sex magic, which I kind of did. I already did. I already told. Well, I gave my opinion. It's more than an opinion, but it's my opinion because my style of sex magic is very, very, extremely unpopular. Even though a lot of people kind of agree with it, but I think what people are looking for is just sex. Period. They're just trying to get laid, and they're not really trying to do sex magic because sex magic and getting laid is two different things. And if you're trying to get laid, well, buy yourself some nice clothes, shave your hair, do your hair, shave your face, buy yourself some nice clothes, put on some good perfume, and go outside. That usually works. That's how people usually do that. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, yeah, you can use the laws of attraction to get laid. That's totally possible. It's 1,000% possible. It's 1 trillion bajillion 1,000% possible. You have no idea how possible that is. Let's just say I tested out a couple of theories, and they all ended up being true. So, anyways, so yeah, you can lose. I mean, you can use the laws of attraction if you want, if you want to get laid and shit, or if you don't believe in that, well, just look good, smell good, and go outside. That's usually how you do that. Now, sex magic, if you're interested in sex magic, is because you want to manifest things in your life. You want some power. If you're interested in sex magic, I don't see what other reasons you would be interested in sex magic except for having power. Now, that's literally the only fucking reason you would practice sex magic is for power. If you don't want power, then don't practice sex magic. Just have sex. Like don't look for an excuse to have sex. You don't need an excuse to have sex. And I feel like that's the reason. That's religion. Pardon me for saying. No offense meant. Pardon me for saying, but no offense meant. No pun intended. But that's religion that's causing you that. That's guilt. That's guilt. Guilt and shame that is causing you to give yourself a banal reason to have sex. No, if you want to have sex, dude. You're not going to go to hell for having sex. That's bullshit. No one's going to go to hell for having sex. That's not true. It's not a thing. That will never, ever in the universe, in the eternity of everlasting ever, will that happen. People going to hell for sex. Like, that's just stupid. That's just the dumbest thing I have ever heard in the entirety of my entire life. You know, And you got to be careful out there because you will find there are some like the dudes think women don't like sex. I mean, that's bullshit. Like yeah, the women like sex, and you got to be careful because the women are don't orgasm fast. Like it's not like dudes we could jerk off 5 minutes and blam. You know what I mean? Shit's over. 2 minutes. 1.5 minute. 30 seconds. 25 0.25 cent whatever. I don't remember how to say it. Milliseconds. And you have to be careful because if there are some women that are insatiable and they're impossible to satisfy. And when you look for just sex, and you're gonna end up with somebody like that. You might end up with somebody like that that's insatiable, and you won't be able to keep up. I guarantee you that. Like the women are insatiable. It's not, and if you go down that rabbit hole, you're gonna get what you're looking for, and you probably won't like it. And you're not gonna like it. So or maybe you will. It depends. There's some people that's just great, and then there's some people that not. Um, but in the case of sex magic, to me, I'm not gonna say what I prefer or not. I don't think that's anybody's business. I mean, yeah, it is, but I'm just not gonna say it for personal reasons. But anyways, because I don't like me. I don't know. Like I like sex, but a lot. But I could satisfy an insatiable woman, but that's not all that my life is like. Because there's some people, sex is the only thing that exists in their lives, but not me. Like me, like sex is high up on the echelon. It's very high up on the echelon, but so is making money. Like making money and sex are the two most important things to me, and nothing else. Like well, maybe family, but apart from that, like sex, money, and family, there's nothing else is important. Like I don't care about nothing else. There's nothing. Like like to me, sex, money, and family is God to me. That's what God is to me. Like everything else is just I don't give a shit. Like it's hogwash. That's how high up it is. It's like God to me. Like, but so is money. And so is my family. So and that's kind of like what I'm saying too. Like in the case of finding an insatiable woman because you want to have continuous long lasting sexual relationship with, the thing is, women that are like that tend to not give a shit about money, and they will ruin the relationship, which I personally I find stupid. If I do say so myself, I think it's stupid. I think it's pretty fucking stupid. I think it's really fucking stupid. Like I don't know. Like, but that's my opinion. That's just me. I just think that's pretty fucking stupid. Like that's just, and that's my opinion because I don't even think demons would agree with that, and I'm really sure that demons do not agree with that. I don't know any god, period, that agrees with the statement that I just pronounced. But me, I don't see why I have to choose between sex and money. I mean, that's just it doesn't make any sense to me. Money helps me have more sex. Like I don't get it. Like and if I have sex, I can go get money. This is how my brain works. So if I have sex, I can go get money, and if I get money, I can get more sex. Like that's how my brain works. Like that's how my brain works. Like that literally. I shit you not. And there is no changing me. I will die like this. This is just that's literally who I am in a nutshell. Like, sex helped me get money and money helps me get more sex. That's how I think about that's how I go through life with that's the way that I make decisions. That's what helps me to make decisions in my everyday life. Like that's just how I work. Like so, and I guess gods are okay with it. I don't think they respect it, but I think they're okay with it because I'm wired that way. That's just, I was born that way. There's certain things in people that you can't change no matter what. It's an absolute, like, like that's what makes the person a person, like that's what gives this person his character, his persona, his way of thinking, everything. And that is my thing, like money equals sex, sex equals money, and vice versa. That's just how I think. So it to me, and nobody might not respect it because at the end of the day, they come from nature too. They're born out of nothing, right? They're born out of an idea. They're born out of nothing. So money means nothing to them too. Like, money's not, I mean, more or less, that, it thanks the universe for creating gods of fortune, because fortune is very important, but it's not something that people dare to try to understand or understand, period. And I feel like gods are okay with fortune, and they're okay with, they're okay with fortune, but they don't think like I mean, to God, sex doesn't equal money and money doesn't equal sex to God. Like that's not how they think, but and nobody else thinks like that. It's very rare a person that thinks that way, but well, the thing, of course I'm going to think like that, right? Like, because I'm a man of action, or I was a man of action, and like the people that do their own stunts, the Jackie Chan type of characters, their adrenaline level is a little bit, how do I say, it's their wires are crossed. I'm not saying they're crazy or they're bad people. I'm not saying I'm crazy or I'm a bad person. All I'm saying is I'm not, I kind of want, what I'm trying to say is that, like, I enjoy life more, but that's not it either. It's not that I enjoy life more. That's not it at all. It's just, I need more, right? Like I need the adrenaline. Like I need to feel things, and because, I get bored easily, and if I don't have excitement, like, I'll get bored easily, and I'll just, like, I'll fuck off somewhere else, So, it's not my fault, It's not, well, yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, I guess it's my fault, but it's not my fault. Well, it's my fault because I decided to live like that. But what I mean by it's not my fault is kind of like, if I sit here doing nothing, the emotion, the tidal wave of emotion that hits me is only a result of all the shit that I just went through, right? So I can't just do nothing. Like, I have to do something. It's extremely important. And if I don't do anything, then I don't work, I don't function properly. Like, that's when I go crazy. I don't go crazy when I'm working. I go crazy when I'm not working. And it's not about work necessarily. It's just, there's certain things that excite me, like money, making money excites me, and having sex is exciting. So, those are two very important things, and they're detrimental to my existence, right? Because if I don't have those things, I just lose my shit. Or I'll eventually lose my shit. I'm not walking with a full set of screws right now. I'm gonna tell you that. Like I'm not. Um, anyway, so sorry for the long-winded explanation here, but I feel like I needed to give you a little bit of an example, because I said it's stupid that you can't have both, even though no one, I just said this, and I'm pretty sure the person that's going to hear it does not agree either, but I feel like that's stupid. I feel like you can have both. I think it's very healthy to have both. I think if you could have both, it's a very good thing. If you can balance both of these things, it's very good. Now, mind you, this mindset might not be respected or promoted, but it's a very ancient mindset. Also, this is not something, I'm not talking about something that I read in the Cosmos magazine last week. Like, this is ancient China. You know what I mean? This is ancient Asian civilization, right? 5,000, 6,000 years before Jesus Christ kind of mindset, right? So there's nothing, I don't believe that there's anything wrong with it. The only reason why there's something wrong with it is because the world has changed. Well, not really, but people are not as open as they used to be. And right now, they're trying to find excuses, and now they're trying to find excuses. So now they it's either they love money and they don't care about sex, or they love sex and they don't care about money. And I don't see how those two things, where along the lines those two things got separated, because it's not. And even the gods might not agree, but there are certain gods that are sitting there that are obviously on the side of what I'm saying here. They might be fewer than all the other gods that exist, but there's a god of fortune in every culture, and fortune is wisdom, and fortune is not, a god of fortune is not a god that you should underestimate. That would be your last mistake. Because I'm not saying Clarnek is stronger than Lucifer. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you don't want to underestimate the amount of power Clarnek might have, presumably, potentially, right? Because fortune is closely related to the mind. It's closely related to, because let's say you meet, let's talk about a beholder, right? So let's say you meet a rich beholder, right? But we all know beholders create illusions, right? So you walk into this beholder's den, and there's gold everywhere. There's gold doubloons, there's gold cups and rubies and diamonds and all kinds of shit all over the fucking place. But we know it's an illusion, right? Does that mean what he's showing you is fake, though? Because let's say, the beholders are kind of like a race of beings, right? They kind of, I feel like beholders are kind of like a cosmic joke, right? As of they kind of mirror gods in their behavior, right? They mirror gods and the behavior of gods, right? So let's say, a beholder is a beholder. They don't call it a beholder for no reason, right? It's because he understands, the beholder actually understands the notion of what he is looking at, right? And he can himself mirror it within himself and inside of reality. So he does become kind of like this deity lesser deity ish, pardon for lack of better terms. He becomes kind of a lesser the entity deity of that said notion, right? So you walk into a rich beholder throne room, then whatever, and all you see is a bunch of riches. What does this mean? Does this mean he's actually rich? You know he's not actually rich, because all those things are just an illusion, right? So what are you actually looking like? So where does his fortune come from? His fortune comes from the vast amount of knowledge that he has, right? It's like gluttony, right? Like the king, the demon of gluttony, right? Which was once known to be Asmodeus, but it's not anymore. I think it's somebody else. I think it's Mammon or something. Well, Ammon, and Clarnek are actually two demons of fortune, or can be seen as gluttony. The scene of gluttony. A gluttonous god is not someone that you should be careful of. Gluttonous and fortune gods, and I feel like you should almost respect them as much, if not even more, than the gods that you're dealing with, that are, I don't know, wrath, blah 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 blah, whatever, right? And you should respect them more a little bit. Why? Because their true form is not revealed to you, right? Your greed does not permit you to see their true form, but their true form is exponentially more vast than what you're actually seeing. It's just the richness that you're seeing is just a it's just how do you say, it's just it's just an example of what they truly are. But what they truly are is more complicated than just gold doubloons and diamonds and rubies and blah blah blah. No, they're actually wisdom, because that's how you become rich, with knowledge. If you see a god, well, not necessarily for a human, but for a god, most highly and more often than none, the reason why they are rich, or they're considered rich, is because they have a vast amount of knowledge and wisdom, right? Which they might not share, because they do act greedily and jealously with their wisdom and knowledge. As a matter of fact, they tend to not show this aspect of themselves as less possible as they can, unless the user is aware of this, or becomes aware of this, which might be never, right? But nevertheless, people do walk around with the notion that a rich person, a real rich person, is a person that's spiritually rich. And if you're spiritually rich, then you're rich. You're not poor. So we do understand that on a certain aspect, right? But when it gets to a point where we're talking about diamonds and rubies and gold blooms, that's where people start to drop off the map. That's where people start to drop off the map, because that's when it gets too far. People do not like the notion that their spirituality is actually capable of making them manifest gold doubloons and rubies and stuff like that, because that's not classically related to spirituality, which is inherently wrong. And this notion is only given to you by religious zealots and spiritual zealots, because in actuality, a true powerful entity, a true god, also has fortune. They do have a coffer, and you do have a coffer as a god. You do have a coffer, and the Illuminati is actually stealing from your coffer on a consistent basis. Now, I know this might sound hard to believe, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna notice very soon. If you are targeted by these people and you are a spiritual person, because I don't believe that everybody that are targeted by these people are necessarily spiritual, of course, because you can get targeted for many types of reasons. But for most of you that are spiritual and that believe in God and whatnot, even the ones that believe in God and whatnot, I am pretty sure that you will become aware that they are stealing from your spiritual coffer. When you are born, you're not really born, you're reincarnated. Even if it's your first time being born, you were reincarnated. You are a descendant of a God. So the God self, the higher self, the spirit of you already exists in the ether. So even if it's your first time on the planet, it never was the first time on the planet. You just got reincarnated, because that's what reincarnation is. It's coming back, but in another form. Not as resuscitation. Resuscitation would mean to come back in the same body, in the same form. Reincarnation is coming back in another form. So you only reincarnate on Earth. That's the only thing that we're doing. Like your baby, if you have a son, he's a reincarnation of something else. And you can know what your son's incarnation is if you remember the day that y'all had sex, his birthday. So you check his birthday, you check everything that's aligned to that month, to the day, to the hour. And you follow those threads, you follow those lines, and you will know what the incarnation of your child is. And you can know what your incarnation is also. Even if you don't have the date and the of course it's a little bit harder, and you need a little bit more introspection in order to do that. So that means you need to be able to see yourself, because apparently for some people that's hard to do. But if you can see yourself, you will know what incarnation you are. It sounds simple because it is. So I'm spiritually rich, but I'm also extremely rich for real. Because the Illuminati has been stealing millions out of my coffer for a good 6 to 7, 8, 9, 10 years, probably more, since I was born, even probably before I was born. Technically, probably, because you got family lineage too, right? And if your family lineage is connected to something that's religious or medieval or business, well, they might have been stealing money from your family before you were even aware that they even existed. So that's why I don't subscribe to the whole notion of people wanting to join them in the excuse of greed. Because if you was really greedy, you would never let these people exist. I don't believe that greed is what is pushing you towards these people, because you have more money than they do. So why would you join a group of people that have more money than you do? That makes no sense. So it can't be money. What it is, it's sin that's attracting you to those people. You're attracted, you're seduced by them. It's more than just money. You want what they have. You want to feel what they feel. You want to see what they see. This is the truth of why so many people join into these things, because they want to be part of it. It has nothing to do with money. Of course, some people might be broke, even spiritually, you know. But in a world full of billionaires, who really is broke? I mean, like, I mean, like, like, think about it for 2 seconds. Yeah, I mean, like, in a city with like 10,000, 20,000 billionaires living in there, and there's 20,000 billionaires. Those guys, mind you, 20,000 billionaires. That's like at least 50 times the economic, what you would make, what a million people would make working every day for their entire lives. So, like, how, where, like, of course, I'm not saying I'm gonna give people money every fucking day, but shit, man. I mean, like, I'm a fucking billionaire. I'm walking down the motherfucking street and I see somebody that's fucking hungry. And not only that, there's like 2 or 3 other billionaires walking at the same time that I'm walking, and this guy is fucking hungry. I don't think he's gonna be hungry for a long time. I don't think he's gonna be hungry for a long time, bro. I think he's gonna find something. He's gonna find a way. He's gonna find a way. He's gonna find a way. Anyway, so mind you, that of course sounds idealistic. Of course, I'm being idealistic on purpose. Of course, but nevertheless, the point is money. And like I said, sex magic, man. I feel like people don't talk about like the sex magic. I mean, like, they act like they're gonna talk about sex magic, and then they don't talk about sex magic. And and it's weird because and it's still a weird statement that I'm making, even though I'm aware that this notion is unpopular. But people tend to have the same rhetoric than I have when I talk about sex magic. You need to build a connection. You need to build a connection. You need to, as the stronger the connection is, the better it is. It's not absolutely mandatory. It's not absolutely mandatory. It's not, because there's different levels and there's different aspects of sex magic, right? And you have to understand some one aspect in particular is very dark, and I feel like should only be practiced by a real sorcerer or magician, that is respectful and has a lot of self-control also, right? Because you can end up with someone that will be your concubine, right? Or your succubus, right? And in that, when a god gives you a companion, right, for this particular type of magic, then I guess the connection is not that necessary, because the connection is on another plane of existence. It's not on a physical plane of existence. But, and it's kind of like a contract too. It's kind of like a contract. It's kind of like a deal. So, this entity is specifically made to be used in that way. And also, real women. So there's some real women that would like to experience that sort of thing, but it's not something that women are going to go towards because people are fucking crazy nowadays. So you can't just, you know, go balls to the wall with some guy because you don't know if he's gonna go fucking crazy or fucking psychotic on your ass, right? So it's not something that you can find anywhere. It's not something that you can just, you know, and even if you do, you need a lot of, you know, there needs to be a lot of trust. There needs to be a lot of trust. There needs to be a lot of trust, you know. And sometimes people break your trust even before you meet them, you know. So, and once that trust is broken and you don't do anything to reattach it, to reconstruct the trust, to rebuild the trust, you know, then 1,000% for sure you're going to fail. There's no, you know, this that's you're setting yourself up for failure to the max. Um, Version of sex magic, which I'm pretty sure that's what everybody would or is trying to get to or get at. Sex, actual sex magic, as powerful as it is. I'm gonna say it like that because yes, you know, uh, well, I don't know if I would practice. You know, I'm kind of disturbed, you know, by because I'm not trying to blame anybody for anything, you know, but I've, you know, I was Christian, and you know, like I've seen a lot of bad things for a very long time. I'm still seeing bad things even today, you know, and you know, I just, I don't know, I just bleh. You know, just, I don't know if I don't even know if I don't even think I want the practice. I don't think so. I don't know. Actually, no. They no. No, I don't. So you know, like, I really don't. But for anybody else that would, I would consider it. I would consider it because you know, like I'm complicated. I'm a complicated person. You know, I'm a complicated person. I'm old. I'm old, and I'm complicated. So I'm out of touch and out of time. You know, this generation is not for me. The way people think today is definitely not for me. Um, and I'm okay with that because I don't see how I think. I don't think the way that I think has anything wrong with it, at all. You know, it's just things have changed. We're going towards a different future. People are changing, and you know, and that demands people to adapt. And I don't feel like it. You know, I just don't. I don't feel like it, and you know, like I don't want to. Like I'm fine. I'm good. Like I don't like the way people think nowadays. I don't like how people are overly sensitive about everything. I don't like how they're like disregarding having complete and total disregard for their own lives and themselves. People don't want to be themselves. They're trying to sell their soul to the devil. They're trying to not look at themselves in the mirror. They're trying to hide from themselves. They're trying to do this. They're trying to. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, and I'm not trying to do any of that shit anytime soon. So, I guess it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and yeah, it's sad. I mean, yeah, it's sad. It does put you in a very lonely place, and it's fucked up. You kind of like you're sitting there and you're watching the world burn, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like it's just, and it's not that the world is actually burning. It's just the relics of the past are slowly turning into dust, and that includes me. And I have to, I have to be comfortable with it. I have to be comfortable with it, because I'm a relic of the past, and this is not my world. It's not meant for me, and because that's the thing I was saying last week. Like everybody that's like me, or they're going to have to let people think the way they think. This is the future. That's what the future is. You're gonna have to let them think the way that they think. There's nothing you can do about it. You cannot change anything. You're just gonna have to let people, because they're not doing anything wrong. Technically, they're not doing anything wrong. If 9 billion people agree on one thing, then you're wrong, even if you're right. End of story, bro. Like, nah, at the end of the day, that's just how it is. Like, even if you're right, you're still wrong. Like, if 9 billion people agree on the same shit, you're wrong. Even if you're right. I know you're right, but you're wrong. I know you're right, but you're wrong, bro. Like, and you gotta stop fighting. You gotta just stop fighting and let it just let it be. And go paint or something. I don't fucking know, like some shit like that, So, cause my and I guess the reason why I'm saying this, I'm kind of low key saying I would be more inclined with the second version of sexual magic, because I would use my partner to get more money. That's what I would do, absolutely. And I have no shame in saying that at all, because like if you meet me and you talk up, that's the first thing that's gonna fly out of my mouth. So I'm not, like I don't like I'm not hiding shit about that. Like if I do sex magic, it's for money. So and also it's not just money. I'm love is a precarious concept that I sometimes agree and other times disagree with, and as complicated as I make my life to be, there are some notions of love that I tend to agree with, so that's why I would be more inclined with the whole creating a connection and stuff like that in order to manifest, I mean, this the original, the second version, not the original version. The second version is fine too, But after, it's like I said, like I lose my shit if I'm not, if I'm just sitting there and that's the only thing that's happening in my life. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna be pissed off, and it doesn't matter how much sex I'm getting. I'm still gonna be pissed off because I'm not grinding. I'm not out there. I'm not creating. I'm not doing anything. So I don't like it. It might be fun for 5 minutes, but to me, it's gonna get old pretty fucking fast. Um, and I'm not saying that's a good thing. As a matter of fact, it is a bad thing, kind of, more or less. Well, bullshit. Like that's bullshit. It depends on the person. That's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of perspective more than anything. It's not a good or bad thing. It depends on the kind of person that you're with. But of course, now we're talking about like actual real people. Because if you do have the second version, the master student metaphor of sex magic, um, well, of course, that was a contract that you asked for that. That's what you wanted. So you can't really be like, oh, fuck. Well, yeah, you can. But, you got to remember you asked for that. So you can't really complain if you reject the deal or you just, whatever. And and you have to be careful, especially nowadays, because magic. I mean, of course, people that are not targeted, people that are not that are invisible. No, okay, people that are invisible here. Basically, I don't think they would have this particular issue because there's some people out there that's gonna act like they are the wish fulfillment, but they're not. They're just like narcissists, and don't underestimate narcissists, man, because they're intelligent. Narcissists are intelligent. They can copy, they can figure out things, and they can figure you out and try to be like everything that you want, like they think that you want and shit. So they look alluring and stuff like that, and then they fuck you over like tremendously. So you got to be careful, man, and especially if you're trying to get lost in the ether or in the forest of the devil. If you're trying to get lost in that forest, you have to be careful because not all the animals in that forest is friendly. Some of these animals will tear you apart, and you have to be careful. Especially if you're going that specific rabbit hole. It's kind of dangerous. And when you're old school like me, that shit stings. Fucking hurts when you get fucked over like that. It's a doozy, because you do have emotions, and you like, it's not like TV love. It's not like a not regular, it's not everyday normal love, but it's still love, like, and it's a different kind of love because it's kind of like if somebody buys you a house, you're gonna be happy with that fucking house. I mean, like, it's a fucking house. Of course you're fucking happy. It's a goddamn fucking house. Somebody just bought me a motherfucking house. I'm fucking happy. And then somebody just bulldozes the house. That's gonna crush you. That's gonna crush your fucking heart. It's gonna crush you. You're gonna be like, oh shit. Fucking house got bulldozed, man. And it's a different kind of love. It might not be, it's an abstract kind of love. It's when you do spells and they work, that's the kind of love that I'm talking about. Like, you like what you created. Like, you don't want the thing to create it to disappear. You don't want the thing you created to to disappear. Like you like what you created. You wouldn't have created it if you didn't like it. That shit makes no sense. So yeah, man, like, and so it does. So that's why if you do meet a narcissist, you're trying to create something and you thought that was the shit, but it wasn't. You have to be careful. It's gonna crush you. It's not because you were just trying to have fun. No, it pisses you off still. And narcissists don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They don't care about your fucking feelings. They don't care about how you think. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about anything. They just care about themselves. And that's all. You're not even number 2. You're number 10 on the list. There's like 9 other things way more important than you in their lives, bro. And you will notice. You will notice because the narcissist is going to let you know. Like the narcissist will give you pins, and that's when you know that that's not your wish fulfillment. That's when you know that that's not your spell, or the spell was broken, or some shit like that. I don't know, or somebody got in the way of the spell, or something. Because when you're targeted, of course you have to be careful because it can happen, and at least 100% of the time it's going to happen, almost. At least 90% of the time it's going to happen. 90% of the time, because they're trying to fuck you over. They're trying to make you want to kill yourself. They're trying to make you to walk through life sad and be hopeless and all kinds of shit. Right? So 90% of the time it's going to happen. Even if you're a magic practitioner. But I don't give up that easily, and I don't give up that easily, and I want to use my magic. I want to be able to manifest things and create things, and regardless if there's like an army of people that knocking at my door. But which is kind of funny because the other day Lucifer was kind of like pissed off at me because I wasn't celebrating the demise of my enemies, because my enemies are getting wrecked. They're getting wrecked, and it's not even funny. So the other day I wasn't celebrating, so he was pissed off because that's important. I gotta dance on people's graves. That's an important thing. That's something you gotta learn too. When you become a magician, you gotta learn to dance on people's graves, and or else it's bad. It's disrespectful. It's actually disrespectful. If you don't celebrate on people's graves, you gotta celebrate. It's part of the ritual. It's part of the magic. It's part of the thing. And it's not like I want to necessarily. I don't want to be disrespectful and dance on people's graves and shit. But they'll actually get mad. So I don't have a choice. Like they'll legit be angry that you're not celebrating. It's very funny. So, and they're getting their ass handed to them. It's pretty bad. I mean, we're talking about severe, serious illnesses and stuff like terminal shit. So, so yeah, man. Anyway, so there's that. So anyways, so sex magic. To go back to what we were saying, but like I said, this is all a warning. I'm just trying to warn you, because if you want to do, I don't know what kind of sex magic you want to practice. I don't know what you want out of sex magic. I don't know what people want out of sex magic. Like I said, not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people. Everybody's interested in it, but they don't ask any questions. They don't ask a lot of questions. They don't, so I don't know what exactly people are looking for. I think they're looking for number 2 and not number 1, which is the servant master thing. I think that's what people are looking for. I think they're looking for the servant master thing, and not the actual fucking Trinity, fucking manifest destiny, fucking yin yang, fucking magic shit. You know what I mean? Anyway. So whatever. And but I feel like there might be different reasons for that stuff to happen. And it might be normal because, like I said, people are crazy. You don't know who to trust. You have to build trust. You gotta have self control. So I don't know. I don't know. In both cases, whether it's servant master or ancient China yin yang energy, sex magic, like it's have some not self respect but restraint, and things of that matter, and like I don't know, it's weird. So, but like I said, me personally, if I would talk about sex magic, which I am, I would go for the yin yang ancient China shit. You know what I mean? Like that to me is fucking powerful. Not just, well, yeah, maybe because I like money, but I feel like it's more respectful per se. More or less, kind of. I feel like, I don't know. It's not, nah, it's not a respect thing. Because service fucking dope too, but I don't know. I used to believe in love, man. All right, I used to believe in love, man, and now not so much. So I don't know. It's fucked up. I don't believe, and I think Lucifer. I think that's what I probably shouldn't say this, but I feel like that's what Lucifer is trying to show me, is that love is kind of bullshit. And I've seen it. It's not just, I've kind of felt that that's where he was going with all this, but and I agree, because so far my search for love has been extremely horrifying to a tremendous degree. And I'm not talking about like just I broke up with all my, no, we're talking about fucking rape, fucking kidnappings and rape and shit and all kinds of, so I'm good on that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm good, bro. Like I'm good, bro. So I don't know, man. So I'm done with the whole love shit. So and I don't know, practicing sex magic, and not only that, I wouldn't do it with a human as a magician. Maybe if I wasn't a magician, I would try it. Like if I wasn't a magician and I had to understand everything from reading a book or talking to another magician, yeah, I would try it. I'd be all over that shit. I'd be doing that shit right now. Like, I'd be doing that shit right the fuck now. But as a magician, nah, man. As what I mean by I have to explain what I'm doing to you and you don't understand it, I don't feel like doing that no more, bro. I don't feel like doing that shit no more. I'm done, man. I'm fucking tired of this shit, dude. I am fucking tired of this shit, dude. I'm tired of people disrespecting the power. I'm tired of people undermining the power and disrespecting the power and disrespecting the spirits I work with. Disrespect me, disrespect my life, disrespect the way I think, disrespect everything. I'm done. Fuck off. I'm tired of shit. I'm tired. I am done. That shit is over. Bro, not a human. Like, give me an entity, give me a succubus, fine. A succubus that's A-OK. A demon that's A-OK. Nigga, if I wasn't a demonologist, I even say an angel would be A-OK. Pause. Pause. That's how much I don't want to sleep with no goddamn humans no more, bro. I am fucking tired of this shit. I'm fucking tired, bro. Tired, nigga. This is bullshit. This humans nuts. Humans do stupid shit like you explain. They just fucking flip out for no reason. Like, humans just flip out for nothing. Like, for nothing. Fuck off. like for real, like, fuck that, dude. Like, fuck all of that, bro. Like humans just flip out all the time. Guys and girls. Guys flip out too, dude. Like, I mean, like, last year I don't know how many motherfucking rituals for people, bro. All of them flipped the fuck out. I don't talk to anybody. And all the rituals were successful. All the rituals were successful. All the people that I did rituals with or for, the shit was successful, and everybody flipped out. So I'm done, bro. I can't do it. Like, I'm not letting a human close to me again, bro. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not, as a magician, hell no, man. Like, if I have to, like, shut the fuck up and act human and shit, maybe. But, you know, and I'll fucking lie to your face. Like, I'll just bro, like, I'll lie to your fucking face, bro. I'll act like I don't know shit, dude, and just act like I'm just regular Joe Schmo, because, man, nobody can handle this shit. And I don't even know if they just can't handle it or people are just too, like, jaded to give a fuck, right? Or, like, it's just, that's what I think people are just too fucking depressed or jaded to give a fuck about anything, so they just, I don't know, they just flip out, man. You know, they flip the fuck out. So I don't know. So I wouldn't try it. I would, me personally. So if you want my honest opinion about sex magic, bro, shit, I'd say become a magician before you practice sex magic. Become a magician, find yourself a patron god, and ask him for a companion instead of trying to go out with humans, man. Because that shit, I don't think it's a good idea. Humans are weird, bro. They're mean. Humans are mean. They're cruel. Fucking sadistic, bro. Just, I don't think it's a good idea, bro. I don't think it's a good idea, man. I think you should find yourself a companion. You should find a spiritual companion. You should ask the gods to give you a spiritual companion if you're gonna do some shit like that, bro. Like, I don't think, or you should practice laws of attraction. If you're not a magician, you should practice laws of attraction, and you should not care about, even if you see a woman that's attracted to you and shit like that, don't fall for it, man. Like, some people say that's a Medusa. That's a distraction, man. She'll turn you into stone, my nigga. Like, you know, like, just you know, just run away as fast as you can. Like, stay away from humans, bro. Stay away from humans. They're just mean. Humans are mean. Like, really mean. Evil. So, like, you know, like, just ask the universe. Ask the universe, and wait for the universe to give you all the green lights and the okay to go, you know, and everybody else, just keep everybody else at arm's length, because 90% of the time you might get lucky from time to time and get with somebody that wasn't your manifestation, because you were manifesting, because it gives you an aura at the end of the day. So you might naturally attract people and shit. but I think you should wait, and because 90% of the time that person is gonna hurt your fucking ass, bro. 90% of the time, bro, they're gonna hurt you and hurt you bad, hard, just be for no reason. So just just wait, bro. Like just wait, do your laws of attraction shit, and wait. Wait for the signs. Wait for the okay go, and that's it. And or do some magic. Find your patron god and ask him for a companion. And don't ask God for a companion. He ain't never gonna give you a companion. That's not for real. I'm not even kidding. Don't ask God for a companion. That's never gonna happen. That's never going to happen. So no, you gotta ask the universe. You gotta stop acting like a bitch and realize that there are powers in the world, in the universe, and they exist, and they've been watching you since forever, and you've been watching them also since forever. You just chose not to. That you just choose to act like they don't exist, and so you have to stop acting like a bitch, and be like, okay, yeah, they're there. Okay, you're right, and and just do the thing. Because I don't know, but I might be wrong. I mean, shit. I mean, like I said, you can't get lucky. You could get lucky. I mean, you could get lucky while you're doing your thing, because it gives you an aura, and women are telepathically linked to men too. Just as men are telepathically linked to other men, women are telepathically linked to you too at the same fucking time. So they telepathically or they empathically hear you. Because I feel like telepathically is the wrong way to say it, because it's obviously not telepathy. It's just your emotions. You're sending out vibrations, and the vibrations are then received by everything on the whole planet. So it's not telepathy. It's your empathic abilities of your vibrational field that you are changing, and you're tuning the radio. And as you tune the radio, well, you tune the radio on that station, so of course you're gonna receive emissions from that specific vibration, those specific hertz that you transformed, that you manipulated into another kind of energy. So of course people receive that energy, and then they're gonna send back that energy to you, right? But those MFers are still human. Part of my language, no offense meant. But those people are still human at the end of the day. So you can't trust what you're seeing. You can't really trust what you're seeing. You can't really trust what you're feeling. You have to wait. You have to wait to get the go ahead, the green light, the signs and stuff like that. So then you can go on and practice this so-called sex magic. That is extremely powerful, by the way. I mean, like, regardless of if that's why you're doing it or not, you have to understand sex magic is extremely powerful. Like, you can manifest. You could literally murder somebody using sex magic. You could. You can. You literally. Like, the sex magic is as much as a actual magical practice as all the other magic practices. It's like using mirrors. Like, people do mirror magic, and people do voodoo, or things like that. While sex magic is an actual magic, and all the other things you can do with the other magics, well, you can do it with sex magic too. So it's an actual practice. It's actually pretty powerful, and and it's very important in demonology. If you're a demonologist, sex magic will amplify your spells tenfold, from what I've noticed, anyways. it will amplify your spells tenfold. Which is amazing. Like, it's a clear difference. Like, it's not even. It's like, wow. Like, if I knew, I would have done it a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's that powerful. So if you're a demonologist, you should definitely, if you can, you should definitely do some sex magic. Like, to me, it's very important. Because when I do a spell, specifically the kind of apocalyptic optimath magic that I'm doing, opsimath, by the way, in the apocalyptic in the in the apocalyptic opsimath magic system that I've created and invented, co-signed by the devil himself. I have to, like, sex is a way to, it's like a postcard, right? It's like I do the whole fucking spell, and then I indulge in a sexual act after the spell, and that's kind of like, it's the same thing as writing my name in blood on a piece of paper. It like binds the contract, and it makes it like, it amplifies the magic of the spell that I just made. So magic is actually a tool. Sex is actually a tool that I actually need in my form of magic, and it's the same for any demonologist, because sex is very important to the infernal realm. But I don't know how many people actually know how much it's important. I don't know if everybody are aware, if everybody is aware, or because we're not bad people. Demonologists are not necessarily bad people. I mean, we do evil deeds, but not necessarily for bad reasons. And we're sinful, but it's not to go to hell, right? So, I feel like the same reason that they probably don't have a human companion is because they've been hurt too much, and just like I said, people flip the fuck out all the fucking time for no reason, and it's like, it's not worth it. So I'd rather just, okay, my spell might be a little bit weaker, but at least I don't have somebody flipping the fuck out on me for no fucking goddamn reason, right? Like, I'd rather be alone than be with bad company, And I feel like that might be the reason why you see a lot of demonologists by themselves, because they probably already tried. They were probably like super excited when they figured out that sex was gonna fucking blow the fucking lid off of their magic system, their magical practice. And then they went about life with starry-eyed, just trying to tell everybody, yo, you gotta try this, you gotta try this, you gotta try this, man. It's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be amazing. And then the person just fucks you off because they're jealous, or I don't know. Because sometimes people be like, why you? Which is bullshit. But some people are like that. Some people are kind of like, why you? Like, why you? Out of all the people in the world, what makes you so fucking special? Why you? And you're like, who fucking cares why me? The important thing is magic. Like, because that's the thing. People, I don't know. This shit is weird, man. People are weird. Everybody's weird. Everyone's weird, including me. I'm super weird. But it does happen. Sometimes people flip out because, and I believe in most cases that's the reason why it didn't work out, because the person was kind of like, in the back of their minds, they probably didn't say it to your face, but in the back of their minds, it was like, why you? Which is a stupid question. It is a stupid question. It's a stupid question. It's a ridiculously nonsensical, unnecessary question to ask. Because you would think like, because that's how life works. You need other people. Like, you need people in life. Like, you can't, like this, that's what an adventure is. Right? You can't go on an adventure and I'm like, oh yeah, I found the Minotaur's horn and the head of Hercules and the fucking Medusa's gaze and the spear of destiny and and I put them all in my fucking pocket and I'm walking around like this, with all my shit, looking at everybody like I'm some goon and shit. Like, that's not how life works, bro. Like, and not everybody can do that. It's not like, it's not like everybody walks out of their house and they all find the same items and they're all looking at each other like, all suspicious and shit. Like, no, that's part of the adventure. I mean, you meet people, they have something, you gain something from the thing that they have, and then you continue on and so forth and so forth, and you collect these artifacts. You collect these things. It doesn't matter which side of the fence you're on. That's a completely useless feeling, emotion. It's completely useless. You're fucking yourself off. You're fucking yourself off, bro. Because that's your story too. It's not just that, oh yeah, he found this thing. No, you're in his life. I'm not saying you're lucky that's not what I'm not talking. I'm actually saying the exact opposite of luck. Like I said last week in my video, the observer has as much power as the one doing the thing. The only reason why you're seeing is because you are believing. Your belief, your way of thinking brought you to this specific time and place. And because of that, now you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend that practices high magic that can bring you what you wanted since forever. Or maybe not. Maybe he's a stepping stone towards what you wanted. So looking at someone and being like, why you? You're fucking yourself over. You're actually backing away. You're the one backing away from what you wanted. Because I don't know how I found this. All I know is that I did. And me excited, I'm observing something else, right? Like, you're looking at me and I'm looking at something else, and that thing that I'm looking at is looking at something else, and that thing is looking at something else, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So I'm not thinking of you and being like, I'm not sitting there that, oh yeah, I'm going to be born on earth and I'm going to make sure I'm going to make this person jealous by finding this thing on the 3rd of July, 1965. That's not how people are born. That's not how life works. That's insanity. And people think like that. That's how people think now. These people act, they act like that with you. They act as if like, that was your goal. Like, making them feel the way they feel was your original fucking plan in life. Like, this is why you went to school, graduated, specifically just to fuck them over. You know what I mean? Like, that's no, man. No. Bro, it's insane. So like this that's crazy. Anyways, so so you're fucking yourself off. by being like that. And I feel like, a lot of magic practitioners, that's why they rather stay alone, because they're tired of people flipping the fuck out. And I'm tired of people flipping the fuck out. I'm extremely tired of people flipping the fuck out, bro. Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm roast beef, bro, cooked, medium rare, well done. So, anyways, man, so on the case of sex magic, I feel it's powerful. I would say it's worth it if you're human. If you're human, it's worth it. If you're not human, I wouldn't dare to try, because you're gonna get fucked. And but and I hate to say it that way, but it's just, you can't live in Olympus. You can't be a god living in Olympus and live with a human. A human can't understand you. A human cannot understand you. A human, well, it'll barely make an effort to try to understand you. And if they do, they're gonna find a way to blame you for everything wrong in the world somehow. So humans are just something to observe. And yeah, you don't have a choice but to stay away from them, because they'll fuck you up. Like they will fuck you up, bro. Like, so you gotta observe, and that's what I'm doing. It's boring, lonely, and very boring, but there's nothing else to do. And believe me, I've tried. I have tried a lot. You have no idea how hard I tried. If I told you, you wouldn't believe it. I actually kind of did, and I'm pretty sure you don't believe it. As a matter of fact, I'm 1,000% sure you don't believe it. And why would you believe it? I'm just some guy on YouTube, right? But I'm not too, I'm not too scared of being wrong with that statement, because humanity has a tendency to let you know exactly who they are, regardless of how much you deny it, or rather not look at it. So anyways, I feel like I should leave on a higher note here. But, like I said, man, I don't know. Personally, I would, if you're a human, I would obviously go for the ancient Chinese yin yang sex magic shit and forget about the servant slave shit, because that's too hard. It's not. There's too much rules. There's too many rules. It looks fun. It looks great, but somebody's gonna fuck somebody over. Somebody's gonna get jealous. Somebody's gonna feel like the relationship is not equal. It's not equal give and take. somebody's gonna take advantage of somebody. Like, it's not, it takes a severe, extreme amount of discipline from both sides to do that kind of sex magic. A lot of discipline. Um, a lot. And so that's, I wouldn't even as a human, I wouldn't try. I mean, yeah, I would. Like, yeah, I would, but I would get wrecked. And I would get wrecked, and obviously, you know, and I don't think it's anyone's fault. I don't think it's anyone's fault. I don't think it's anyone's fault. It's complicated, man. It's demonology, bro. You're messing with energies and spirits and stuff and darkness and shit, and it's not easy to handle. It's not. You need practice, man. You need practice. You need dedication. You need a purpose. You need to be steadfast in what you're doing. You need to believe in what you're doing. You need to be steadfast. You need to be stoic about it. Damn near. Shit's impossible. That's almost impossible to do. That's almost impossible to do. And the ancient Chinese shit, well, at least if you have a relationship, it's gonna help with your relationship. I think it's gonna help with the relationship, and especially if you're not that kind of man. If you're a man that's not connected to his feminine side, you're connecting to your feminine side by practicing sex magic. Sex magic is very feminine, by the way. Sex magic is there's a lot of femininity in sex magic, right? So if you practice sex magic, you're gonna open up. I mean, you want to open up, and you want to make it work. So you're basically being the boyfriend that every girl ever wanted. Like, according to TV, anyways. According to TV, because you're listening. You're trying to, like, create a bond. You're trying to make this relationship work and shit. Like, so you're legit kind of being a better person a better boyfriend or some shit like that, right? And those are things that we don't take seriously, even in regular relationship. I mean, sure, we listen, and we basically, regular relationship, we do whatever the girl tells us, because if we don't do what the girl tells us, we don't get no pussy. That's what we do in regular relationship. But in sex magic, you're actually learning why these things are important, right? And you're gaining power out of it. It's not just like you're going to school and somebody's telling you, like, just write 2 plus 2 is 4, and I don't need to tell you what 2 plus 2 is 4 is because I'm older than you. And shit like that. No, you're gaining actual power. Like, this is, like, way beyond just forcing yourself to learn and forcing yourself to do something because you're getting something out of it. I mean, of course, you're forcing yourself somehow, because that's not the regular relationship that you would have with a woman, but you really want to fucking try this shit. So of course you're going to have to learn, and you want a little bit of that power to fucking function. I mean, you don't want to look like a fucking sham, or a fucking scam, or a fraud. You don't want to be fraudulent, right? So says you don't want to be fraudulent. You're gonna figure shit out. You're gonna crack some books. You're gonna listen to some YouTube videos, man. You're gonna do your research. You're gonna do your research. And evidently, it's gonna give you power. And evidently, you might keep doing it because you'll notice that it's giving you power. So, but in that's where the cookie crumbles. That's where jealousy might pop out its ugly little head, or whatever. So Anyways, I'm gonna stop the video right here because I can't find a way to turn this into a positive. So, so I'm just gonna stop right here. Yeah, no, well, it is. I mean, it is positive. It is for humans. It's positive. You know, it's just for magicians, we get the short end of the stick, and people will always be jealous of us, and that sucks. Like, you know, people will always be jealous of us. People will always throw tomatoes at us. I don't know why, but they will. And you know, and you gotta. I mean, the Jesus story, the Jory, yes, the Jesus story, the Jesus story is kind of self-explanatory. That's what Jesus is. That's what the allegory of Jesus is trying to explain to you. When you have talents or wisdom that you want to share to the world will eat you up and shit you back out. You know, and it's a cautionary tale, and you should basically do nothing of what Jesus did. Basically, you know, you should stay away from every fucking thing that Jesus did, and you'll be fine. But if you act like Jesus, then you gonna get treated like Jesus, fool. You know what I mean? And that's how that story goes. And there's nobody that can tell me the contrary because everybody believes in motherfucking mirrors. So if you're mirroring Jesus, then what the fuck is gonna happen to you? You're gonna get your ass crucified, bitch. You know what I mean? End of motherfucking story. And there's no if and buts about that. That's just how it works. So anyways, I'm gonna stop the video right there before I say some stupid shit that I might regret. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, man. Peace out.